Welcome to Concrete Block, the podcast where we dive into the latest news and current events from around the world. As we continue to follow the ongoing conflict in Ukraine, there have been significant developments on the battlefield. Ukrainian forces have reportedly made gains, with claims of capturing a key village, although these assertions have not been confirmed by Russian authorities. The use of drones has become a crucial aspect of the conflict, with both sides employing them for reconnaissance and attacks. Ukraine's successful deployment of medium-range drones has prompted Russia to develop countermeasures, including the use of active protection systems on its tanks. These systems are designed to detect and neutralize incoming threats, such as drones and missiles. However, the effectiveness of these systems remains unclear, and it is uncertain whether they have been used in combat. The conflict has also seen the introduction of improvised armor solutions, such as wrapping tanks in steel plates, but these have proven to be insufficient against drone attacks. The human cost of the conflict continues to mount, with both sides suffering losses. According to documented evidence, Russia has lost over 23,800 pieces of heavy equipment, including tanks, while Ukraine has lost more than 11,600 pieces of equipment. As the situation on the ground continues to evolve, it's essential to consider the complexities and challenges faced by both sides. The use of drones and other advanced technologies has raised questions about the future of modern warfare and the need for effective countermeasures. We'll be right back with more of today's top news on Concrete Block. Welcome back to Concrete Block. We're diving into the world of politics, where a dramatic turn of events has unfolded in Maine's Senate race. Graham Platner, the Democratic nominee, has officially withdrawn from the contest following a rape allegation from a former romantic partner, which he denies. This development has sent shockwaves through the state's political landscape. Platner's campaign was marked by controversy and scandal, yet he managed to secure a significant victory in the primary, capturing over 150,000 votes. His progressive platform, focused on affordability, universal health care, and reducing corporate influence in politics, resonated with many voters. However, the allegations against him led to widespread calls for his resignation, including from prominent figures like Senator Bernie Sanders. The Maine Democratic Party now faces the challenge of selecting a replacement candidate, with several individuals already throwing their hats into the ring. The party has announced plans to hold a new nominating convention where delegates will choose Platner's successor. This process is expected to be transparent and public, with candidates required to gather signatures from at least 8 of Maine's 16 counties. As the situation continues to unfold, it's essential to consider the implications for the Senate race and the broader political landscape. The Democratic Party's ability to respond to this crisis and unite behind a new candidate will be crucial in their efforts to unseat Republican Senator Susan Collins in November. We'll be keeping a close eye on developments in Maine and providing updates as more information becomes available. For now, it's clear that this unexpected twist has injected a new level of uncertainty into the Senate race. Welcome back to the Concrete Block. As we wrap up today's show, let's take a closer look at the current state of the oil market. The ongoing conflict in the Middle East has led to concerns about global oil supplies, with some countries increasing production to compensate for shortfalls. According to recent reports, Saudi Arabian crude exports have risen to 6.3 million barrels per day, while the UAE has ramped up shipments of crude oil and condensates by 30% in June. However, the International Energy Agency has warned that the impact of the Iran war on global oil demand will be deeper than previously anticipated, with world oil consumption expected to decline by 1.1 million barrels per day this year. This is a larger drop than initially estimated, and it is likely to have significant effects on the global economy. On the other hand, the U.S. has increased its crude production, with the Department of Energy raising its 2026 estimate to 13.78 million barrels per day. OPEC delegates have also announced plans to continue a series of oil quota increases over the next few months, aiming to restore halted oil production by the end of September. It's worth noting that the current situation is complex and multifaceted, with various factors at play. While some countries are increasing production, others are facing challenges due to damage to the refining facilities or drone attacks on their oil infrastructure. The Russian crude processing rates, for example, have averaged 4.32 million barrels per day in the first 10 days of June, the lowest in 20 years. In related news, Delta Airlines has reported that it is seeing an increase in fuel costs due to the ongoing conflict, which could potentially impact air travel prices. Meanwhile, companies like ExxonMobil and Chevron are navigating the challenges of operating in a volatile market, with some experts predicting that the oil price could reach $100 per barrel in the coming months. As we conclude this segment, it's clear that the oil market is facing significant uncertainties and challenges. While some countries are working to increase production and meet global demand, others are grappling with the consequences of conflict and infrastructure damage. As always, we'll be keeping a close eye on developments and bringing you updates as more information becomes available. That's all for today's Concrete Block. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, stay informed.